Hey, 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 ladies, and welcome to session number 28. I am so excited. As always, I'm always excited. So I know you're probably like, okay, how many days are you going to be excited? For 28, 29, 30, 2 more days of excitement where we're talking about faith-driven high-performance cells, okay? So, welcome to session number 28. And today we're going to be talking about leadership through example. Leadership through example. And I'm really excited about this one because leadership is my thing. My whole Sales Academy is really a leadership academy to teach women and men who, if you want to hang out with us, how to be that woman as a leader, how to lead like Christ leads and be the person that we're called to be, right? So let's jump right in here because I'm excited. Get your notepads out, get your favorite pillow. We're going to get this thing going. Okay. Or if you're driving to work, just come back and take your notes later. Don't drive and type or anything like that. But okay, let's get going. So good morning and welcome to 30 days of faith, confidence, and high income skills. Today, I want to talk directly to the woman who feels financially stuck. Not lazy, not incapable, not unmotivated, just stuck. Maybe you're working really hard and maybe you're doing everything that you were told. I know that was me. Maybe you went to school, you built a resume, you're raising children, maybe you're showing up every day, right? And yet you look at your bank account, you look at your schedule, and you look at your future. And something inside you whispers, this cannot be it. I know I had that moment, and that's why we're here today. I had that moment. I had that aha moment where I said, I'm working real hard. I'm doing all the things they said to do. This cannot be it. And that whisper is not greed. I want to free you. When you see your neighbor over there making millions, doing the things, traveling with their children, you're like, that would be nice. Maybe it's a single mom. I'm a single mom. And you see the other single mom taking her kids out, vacations, going on the Disney cruise, and you have a job you can't even afford to take a break if you wanted to. And you think, that would be nice. You see, that's not greed. That's a moment for growth. It's an opportunity for growth. And today we're going to talk about leadership through example. Because whether you realize it or not, someone is watching how you handle this season of your life. I'm going to say that again. Whether you realize it, whether you like it, whether you want it. I've had so many people tell me, I don't want to be a leader. I don't want people looking at me. I'm like, nobody does. Nobody ever does. But guess what? It's not your choice. So you need to show up, not just for you, but for others. And the best way to show up for others is to show them how to be. The whole do as I say, not as I do, that stuff doesn't work. That's not real. That's not real. Now let's look at some scripture to back it up a little bit, right? Scripture about foundation and stewardship, the stewardship of influence. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12, and I'm using the NIV version. It says, set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. Let me read it again. 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 12. It says, set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. You see, leadership is not a title. It's influence. You do not need a platform to lead. You do not need a promotion to lead. You do not need validation from your leaders to be a leader. Unfortunately, you lead by how you handle pressure. You lead by how you handle disappointments. You lead by how you respond to being underestimated. You see, leadership is who you are, not a title that somebody can give you. So let me talk to the financially stuck woman who's out there, who may be listening, who may be struggling and thinking, this can't be it. Let's talk about her, okay? Because I was her. She's capable. She's intelligent. And I'm going to include the men in this. The financially stuck man, he's capable. He's intelligent. She's responsible. But she feels underpaid, under-challenged, and underutilized. Now, maybe she's in corporate and knows that she could do more, but the ceiling feels invisible. Maybe she's a single mom carrying everything alone. And income stress feels constant. Maybe she left something behind and is trying to rebuild. Financial pressure is heavy, and when money feels tight, confidence begins to shrink. But here's the truth. When money feels tight, but here's the truth. That's so funny. Sorry, I'm following my notes. But here is the truth. Your current income does not define your capacity. Your current income does not define your capacity. Melinda Gates once said, a woman with a voice is by definition a strong woman. A woman with a voice, if you have a voice, you are by definition a strong woman. A financial voice matters too. Leadership begins when you decide your circumstances are temporary, not permanent. Now, I remember being in that situation. I remember when my husband left me. I had 3 kids. I was actually pregnant with 2 toddlers, 2 young kids, and a baby coming. And I had the baby, and now I'm going through a divorce, and everything is coming down, right? Trying to figure everything out. I'm working hard. I'm doing decent, but I know there has to be more. Leadership begins when you decide that your circumstances are temporary and not permanent. Your present suffering, what does the word say? Your present suffering does not compare to the blessing that you will see on the other side. Sometimes there's strength being built, little strength being built in that moment of weakness, in that moment of hardship. And so I just want to encourage somebody. Now, let's talk about what leaders do differently. Leaders do not wait for ideal conditions. I remember when I started my business, there was nothing ideal about it. I took every dime that I had and threw it in there because I believed in it. Is that ideal? I didn't fully understand how I was going to get from point A to Z, but I knew I was going to do it. You see, they improve themselves inside imperfect conditions, meaning they don't wait for everything to be perfect. That's called procrastination a lot of times. Not all the time, but most of the time. But in the middle of trying to get somewhere, they're also self-developing. So as they're going somewhere, they're getting dressed. They know how to get dressed in the car. They know how to do their makeup in the car mirror, because they know they have somewhere to be. They have things to do, and they don't have time to wait, right? So leaders learn, they develop their skills. We call that skilling up. And they increase their capacity to do more by stretching themselves and letting themselves be uncomfortable, being disciplined, doing things they don't want to do, and being tenacious, keeping on going even when the whole world around you is falling down. They don't complain about ceilings or the things that are going wrong, but instead they prepare to rise above those things. Now, 𝗛𝗀𝗏𝗵, I hope I'm saying that right, the former CEO of Pepsi Cola, said, leadership is hard to define, but good leadership even harder. Let me say that again. Leadership is hard to define, but good leadership is even harder. But if you can get people to follow you to the ends of the earth, you are a great leader. I know for me, I've had a lot of different types of leaders throughout my career in finance. And I've had leaders who lead by fear. You know, they try to incite fear in you to follow them. It's not the best leadership style, because the first chance you get, you're trying to get away from them. I've had leaders who lead by manipulation. You know, they make you feel horrible. They make you feel bad. They make you feel not good enough. Not great leaders. But I've had leaders who will do anything for me, who will give me every ounce of their strength, every moment that they have. They stretch themselves to work hard to make sure that my goals are met. They serve me. And those leaders, I would follow off a cliff. Not hypothetically. I mean, actually, hypothetically, because I wouldn't follow them off a cliff. But you know what I mean? I would follow them to the ends of the earth. I would follow them places because their heart is what? To serve. That is a great leader. Somebody who's not thinking about their self, who's not just always concerned about what they get out of the situation, but they're looking to serve the people who have been brought to them. See, people do not follow titles. They don't care what title you have. You could have, you know, chairman of the corporation, Fortune 500 corporation, and people who don't know you will be like, that's nice. Good job. People follow growth. When they see that you have something to give, when you have something inside of you to offer to people, people want to follow you because they want to get that thing from you. And sometimes it's not just the external group of people out there who are watching you, who are looking to you, who you're leading on a daily basis. When you just get up every day, when you're tired, or when you extend yourself to spiritually develop yourself or mentally develop yourself, you're reading those books, you're doing the extra studying, you're listening to the videos, you're watching the YouTube series, whatever it is, people are watching. And sometimes it's not just the external people. Sometimes it's your family. Sometimes it's your enemies. Sometimes it's people who you didn't even know liked you or even knew you existed. Sometimes your coworkers are watching, the ones who don't even talk to you. Sometimes your children are watching, the ones who don't even, you know, I want to say, if you have teenagers, you know what I'm talking about. The ones who don't even like you. I have a preteen, And every day I want to cry because she goes up and down. You know, one day she loves me, the next day, or 1 minute, I'll say minute by minute. 1 minute she's like, I love you, oh my gosh. And then the next minute she's like, ugh. And I'm like, you know, and it's like, I love her so much. And it's like, you know, she's my baby. Anyways, that was a bunny trail. Sometimes it's your future self watching. Sometimes the things that you're doing right now, or not even sometimes, I'm going to tell you right now, what you're doing right now is your future. So if you're looking for your future to happen later, your future is happening now based on the habits and the things that you're doing right now. See, what you're doing right now, it might not have a big impact on right now. Maybe you didn't litter today. Maybe you stopped cussing today. But your future is taking notes, okay? Your future will be impacted based on your actions today. Leadership through example looks like this, okay? Choosing growth even when you feel behind. Even when you don't feel like it. Even when you don't feel good. Even when you're embarrassed. Even when you don't have will to keep going on. Choosing growth. So let's talk honestly. There is a difference between surviving and building. Surviving pays the bills. Building changes legacy. And if you have been surviving, there is no shame in that, because I've been there before. There is no shame in trying to survive, trying to make it, and just doing what you have to do. Maybe you're tired of wondering, what if something happens to me? What if something happens to my job? What if I stay here forever? What if nothing changes in my life, even though I want more? You see, Oprah Winfrey said, the biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams. But dreams require capacity, and capacity requires skill. I'll say that again. Your dreams, they require capacity, and your capacity requires skill. Now, a practical shift that we want to take from today on is leaders do not wait for opportunity. You have to realize that. Opportunity is not knocking on your door. It could happen, but a leader takes control of their life, takes control of their future, takes control of what could happen, and starts making decisions for themselves. They build skill. Leaders prepare. Leaders increase their intrinsic and external value. Maybe you need to change the way you dress. Maybe you need to change the way you put your hair up. I mean, I know I'm a little messy today, but maybe you need to change the way that you show up for life. Financial freedom rarely comes from wishing. Now, as somebody who has been wishing my whole life, sitting around waiting for somebody to come and rescue me, one day I realized that I had to do it. And I was so mad at the people who tried to tell me that. And if you're mad at me right now, I want you to check yourself real quick, because nobody's coming for you. I'm going to tell you the truth. Nobody is coming. You see, God is waiting for you to invest in yourself and create capacity so that He can pour out that blessing. Now, it's not that you have to earn it, but when He pours out that blessing, how big is your cup? You see this cup right here? Is it this size or is it this size? Because this cup can only carry so much. Oh, I'm thirsty. This cup can only carry so much. If God gave you those finances and you always wanted to be that business owner, are you ready to be a business owner? Do you know what it takes? Do you have the knowledge? Do you have the skill set? Are you ready to be a philanthropist? Are you ready to have that house? Do you know what it takes to own a house? I know it sounds amazing. Just move in, put your furniture in, but what happens when the doorknob breaks? I don't know. Sorry, doorknob breaking. That's so random, but you know what I mean. Leaders, they understand that skill creates leverage. And communication is one of the highest paid skills in the world. I'm going to say this again. Communication is one of the highest paid skills in the world. You do not need a new personality. You need structured development. I'm going to say this again. You do not need a new personality. There are so many people out here who want to hear from you. They like your cadence. I used to think that, my mentor, he's super crazy. He's like nothing like me. He's like, hey, everybody. And I'm like, hello. Guess what? There's people out there who are looking for me. And there's definitely people out there looking for him. You need structured development to develop what you have to present it to the world. Okay, so let's do an identity shift before we go. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and listen to what I have to say to you, okay? I want you to take this in as your identity. You are not stuck. You are not stuck. You are under challenged. You are misaligned, but you are not stuck. You are not behind. You are in preparation. Leadership through example means that your children, your peers, your future self will all one day say, she didn't settle. And that matters. Okay? So take a deep breath. And I want you to say to yourself, I will be the leader that I am called to be. Okay. So if this resonated with you, and if you are feeling financially stuck and internally capable, I want you to comment below because I just want to interact with you. I want to know that this hit you. It hit you. And if you are past the 28 days of this journey, and you started seeing that communication, discipline, marketing, and leadership are all connected, high ticket sales may be starting to feel less intimidating and more logical. So I created a free mini course that explains how this profession works structurally for you with no hype, no promises of overnight success, just clarity. So if you'd like access to that, I want you to comment course below and I'll have somebody from my team get you that course so that you can access it, and it is 100% free. This is my gift to you, right? So I want you to take your time with it, go through it, see if it's for you, and if it is, I would love to help you. Now, remember, we're going to build intentionally, and also remember that we always say what Godspeed, because God is the driving force of every single thing that we do. So Godspeed. May God be with you. And I can't wait to talk to you guys tomorrow. Day 29 of 30. Wow. So we're getting to day 29. Can't wait. And what are we going to be talking about on day 29? Let me tell you right now. Day 29. Ooh, you do not want to miss this. We're going to be talking about stepping into your calling. Stepping into your calling. You cannot miss this. Be there, be square. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.